Greetings and welcome to CIS20 C01. Nice long number there. Internet Graphics, Adobe Photoshop. This is an online second 9-week course here at West Hills Coalinga College. And my name is Sean Glumace, and I'm your instructor for the next 9 weeks. This video, we're going to go through Canvas, talk about the course, go through all the important things that you need to know. Like the syllabus and what the projects are and how this class is set up, as well as how to get a lot of the cool things that you may or may not know that you're entitled to in this class too. Things like a free Microsoft download, the Adobe ACA practice tests, as well as the final vouchers. And I've set all of my courses up the same. I've been teaching now for the past almost 18 years in the digital media arts world, and this is something I actually haven't taught in a long time, which is Photoshop. So they kind of pulled me out of retirement to do this, but I use it every day, and I used to teach it for many years. Up until this past year, I was at Golden West College for almost my entire career. I also teach at Concordia University. I do the final class that most of the seniors take, so the portfolio class is probably the best way to explain it. I've also taught web design too for almost all those years, so I've been around for a while, and I was in industry and still am. We'll talk a little bit about that. So I want to go through the homepage here. This is probably going to end up being about a 20 to 25 minute video, maybe a little longer depending on what we cover. I'll be creating lots of videos for this course. We'll also be using a lot of Lyndacom videos. So it's going to be a mixture of both. And I'm very linear in the way I do things online. I know that's kind of counterintuitive to the web. You're supposed to be non-linear and click and do things, but I find what I've come up with over the years works very well in terms of delivering this content. I'm always here to help. So let's go through the homepage here and we'll get started. We'll go through the modules. We'll talk about the assignments and the discussion boards and the syllabus and the grades. You'll notice I'm kind of reading off this nice list of menu items on the left. And we'll also talk about NetTutor. It really won't help us much in this class, but I thought it was important. The district purchased this. It's really good for other courses like math and English. They don't have much for us in terms of the digital media arts, but I still have it there for you. So you've gotten here because you've already logged in. So I'm not going to go through that process, but hopefully you figured it out, so you're here with me. And you'll be logging in through this system all the time. I'll just show you, though, very quickly. And I'm going to pull up West Hills College here. And I will be bouncing around on the web a little bit just to show you things. It is the My West Hills link. So if you came in through another link and you need to know how to get here, you can go to West Hills College, click on My West Hills, and then log in. Now, I'm already logged. Whoops, actually I'm not, so let me log in again. Now I'm logged in, and it's the My Courses over here, Access My Courses. But if you notice down at the bottom left, and sorry if I float off, you won't be able to see it, but look at the status bar at the bottom of my browser. You'll see it's whccd.instructor.com. That is the shortcut if you just want to bookmark that. And if I click on it, it takes us into the back end. I'm logged in as a student right now to show you everything, so I don't want to log out. But this will take you in and show you all the courses that you're enrolled in. So if I click on courses, right now it's just this one, but you would see other courses that you're enrolled in. So I want to make sure that you understood that. Also, this is where you're going to come for emails, anything you have to pay for. This is your My West Hills site or our eCampus learning area. So lots and lots of information here. But if you ever have any issues, please contact me. I'm more than happy to help. So I'm going to close that up. I'm going to jump back here. So you can see a nice pretty graphic that was created in Photoshop. I use these all the time for all of my videos and everything else, so you'll see this a lot. I like to brand the class. This is our branding for the year. So my email is here. This is the best way to get a hold of me. You notice I didn't put a phone number up because, quite frankly, if you called me, I probably wouldn't pick up. I do a lot of other things, and I'm in a lot of meetings usually. So email is the best way to get a hold of me for this course. I'll show you a few other ways to get into my email, but probably the biggest thing is if you click here, you'll notice it won't launch an email. It will actually take you into your inbox. And I'm going to leave the student view because I want to show this to you. So this is the inbox. I'm also helping out another instructor, so her email just came in here. I prefer that you email using this system. It keeps track of everything. I answer all my email within 24 to 48 hours, usually even faster. So please use your inbox in here, not just for my class, but all of your teachers as well. This is a much easier way for us to work. So I'm gonna have to jump back here. So I'm gonna click on courses. You'll notice I have a few here. I'll show you the dashboard real quickly. That was what I was trying to show you a minute ago. You'll notice I have a lot of classes in here, but there's the one we're in. I'm also helping with the Microsoft Excel class. Let me jump back in here. But that, if you click, I have linked all of these out to conversations, which is the inbox. So I'm gonna go back to student view, just so you see what I see. Anything that is due will be shown over here on the right. You can also view the course stream, which will show you all my messages and everything else. Nothing in here yet because I haven't started sending anything to you. No announcements. You'll get announcements up here at the top as well, and I do need to add announcements over here. So I am going to do that before I forget. I'm going to leave my student view real quickly. And there might be a few times I do this, so hang with me for a second because I want to make sure. Oh, I did have it on. I will have to take a look and see why it is not coming up. Oh, actually, I know why. My own fault. You're not seeing announcements because I have not sent any yet. So anything that I've turned on and I haven't used yet, you will not see. So by the time you log in, you're going to have announcements over here. So I do apologize for that. Sometimes I screw stuff up. Actually, most of the time I do. So, all right. I'm going to talk about myself here in a couple seconds in a little bit more detail. But my Behance sites here, my portfolio, my LinkedIn, my Twitter, my Google+, my Education Leader profile, and I am an Adobe Education Leader. Basically, I go out and talk about all the Adobe stuff, the Adobe Creative Cloud and all the other things, or any education stuff they want me to do anywhere in the world. And so I advocate for the Adobe Creative Cloud. Am I a homer? Do I drink the Kool-Aid? No, I don't. I think there's a lot of things that Adobe could do much better, but they are the industry leader in this area, and I have worked with them for a long time. You'll probably notice as you watch my videos, I'm very blunt. I've been doing this a long time, so you know, feelings sometimes do get hurt with some of the stuff I say about the industry. Not about you guys, though. But if I say it, I usually mean it. I'm not going to say something I don't. So, you know, I'll probably say a few things in here about the Adobe Creative Cloud, and I'll point out some of the foibles. But for the most part, it is a very, very strong part of our industry, and I've used it for now over 20 some odd years. So this is where we're going to start today, and the start here. I will also put all the modules. So we'll end up with 9 modules. We have the course introduction module, and we have module number 1, which are finished. Module 2 will kick in a few days. We'll have 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on and so on. I don't have all of them completed because this is a brand new course. There's some things I'm still changing and adding, so these will pop up when they're finished. This is just a quick link, so you don't really have to leave the home page. You can just come down and click on these to start them. I'll talk about me, like I said, in a few seconds, but I wanted to throw a little bit about myself in here. And then the student orientation. So if you have never done an online class, this is your first time, you're like, how did I get here? Once again, I got to leave the student view. Sorry about that. But this is the full student orientation at West Hills. And I really suggest you go through this. A lot of this I already have in the course. But this is great if you've never done an online course. And we do have a lot of high school students in these courses. We recruit heavily for them. So this is a great place for you to start. I have links to this all over. I'll leave it up. Some important dates. We started 3/19. The end date is 5/25. So we will be finished with this course in May. The last date to add the class is 3/22. That really doesn't matter much to you, but I still like to post it. The last date to drop without a W is 4/1. So if you don't like this class and you're like, ugh, what am I doing in here? I hate this guy. You can drop it. You need to go into the My System and drop the course. You have till 4/1 to do that. And the last date to drop with a W, which means no grade, but let's say you're 4 weeks in and something happens or you just forget, you have to drop the course. That is 5/4. Census date, that's the date we take final roll, is the 1st. So you notice these two are the same. These are important dates. I'll remind you. I'll send out reminders, things like that. I also have some quick course links down here. They're just here to, if you don't want to be digging out everywhere else, we have it all. So let's swing up and follow my own directions here, and I'm going to start here. Now I'm going to go through these fairly quickly because I really want you to spend the time in here. Read through everything. It is very linear. So where we are now is actually in the introduction module. These are also listed out under modules. This took you right to the beginning. The video that you're watching is this video. So over the next 9 weeks, we are going to be working in a project-based environment to learn the tools and concepts that you need to pass the Adobe Certified Associate exam, which is free with this course. And at the end of the course, to become certified in Adobe Photoshop. It's structured around videos that are from Lynda.com, Adobe, and videos that I'm creating. Make sure you watch this video to get started. And if you have any questions, please contact me anytime. You've got your inbox here, nice, quick, and easy. So if you've never taken an online course and you need an in-depth orientation, I've given you the link back to the student orientation again. Now, you're watching this video, everything's great, you get through it, spend the 20, 30 some odd minutes, and then you're going to click next. So whenever you're in a module, the next button takes you to the next part of the module. There will also be a back button. So when I click next, gets you in about me. Hey, there's my picture. So now you know what I look like. And you can do a Google search on me too. But you'll notice at the bottom we have previous and next. So we're within the module and we're working through it. Now I just want to show you real quickly before we get too deep into this. If you click on modules, you'll see Introduction to Course Information. If you scroll down, Module 1, Introduction to Photoshop. When you clicked on that link on the homepage, it took you directly to Welcome to your West Hills Coalinga course. Here, we have our instructor contact. That's where we were a second ago. So you can always come back here into modules and pick and choose what you want to watch. Once again, though, stay in a linear order. It'll make your life much, much easier. So I'm going to go back to my instructor contact. Hey, there's me again. So we have our email. That, once again, takes you to the inbox. This is my portfolio. This is it right here. So this is Behance. We'll talk about it in here. We'll talk a lot about LinkedIn as well, and the two of these kind of go hand in hand. I used to have a website. It was my last name, Glumace.com. I have a very unique last name. It now takes you directly to Behance. So I've actually gotten rid of my website. I put everything up here. It's a mix of all the things that I do. I'll bounce back and forth here. Sorry. You can also follow me on Facebook. Oh, it's a broken link. Isn't that nice? I got to fix that. LinkedIn. Here's my public stuff on LinkedIn. We'll talk about this today too. Twitter, Google, and then here's my Adobe Education Leader profile as well. So there's my little AEL badge. I've been doing all of this for a long time. There's my badge for Adobe Education Leader. I have tons of work up there. But a little bit about me. Well, let's do this. I don't have an office at West Hills Coalinga. I'm actually based in Southern California. So email is pretty much the only way you get a hold of me. But if we have to talk, email me. We can always exchange numbers and whatever you need, I'm here to help you with. Office hours, don't have them because I don't have an office. But once again, you can get a hold of me in the inbox or email. Communication policy, I'm very fast about email. I believe in getting back to people. It is my business. It is my livelihood to do that, so I'm usually pretty good. If you don't hear from me, follow up, bug me. Sometimes emails do slip through the cracks. I'm not ignoring you. So I do prefer to use the inbox system in Canvas. I know I've said it a few times now, but it's over there on the left-hand side, right over there. About your instructor, so all about me. and it's in the third person here just because that's how we write a lot of our bios. But I've been an education advocate, designer. I worked in the comic book industry for a long time and still do, hence the Comic-Con stuff behind there. I'll be at WonderCon next week. I'll be at Comic-Con again this summer, and I do a lot of speaking on lettering. And so I've been a letterer for a long time in the industry. I don't do as much work as I used to, but I still do it. It's still design work. And digital media instructor over the past couple decades here. Ooh, that's old. I am not currently the K through 14 technical assistance provider anymore. I ended that in June, so I'll need to update that. Not anything bad. But I used to run all over the state along with my partner, Angela Allison. And we used to handle all the career pathway stuff for the state with the community colleges. So I worked with pretty much every school in the state, most high schools, most industry partners, ranging from global trade and logistics to digital media to agriculture over to small business and entrepreneurship. We had 11 sectors. And so I got to spend 2 years doing that. And during that time, I kind of backed off teaching, but I still taught 1 or 2 courses. And now you got me back here. And that's how I ended up actually in West Hills, is helping them with some projects that they're working on. So I've done in-store display, signage for supermarkets. This goes back over my whole career. I was an art director at McMullen Argus Publishing, which was Prime Media. I did Lowrider Magazine, Super Chevy. We had 30 magazines that we printed every month. And we also did all the web stuff. And this is back actually in the .com bubble from 99 till about 2003. And throughout that time, I got to work for the Emmys. I got to do a lot of other fun things out there, Disney stuff. And you can come here and take a look. If you notice, I do a lot of speaking now. We're doing a lot of stuff with California tax credit. Here's some comic book stuff. This is the last book that came out, The Ronin. So I do all the design work as well as that stuff right there. So when I say lettering, that's what I mean. And so this came out last year. The next one's coming out here real soon too. But you can see television appearances. I've done a lot of stuff. Here's some Emmy work from '05. I actually illustrated the Emmy in Adobe Illustrator. So you can kind of scroll through this. I'm not going to spend too much more time. Remember the grocery signage I brought up a second ago? Here's the real stuff. So I've done wonderfully ugly, utilitarian number signage for your grocery stores. Yeah, Sparky's, big tomato head guy. So anyway, catalogs, all kinds of web development, lots of illustration work. You can see a lot of comic book work as well. Lots and lots of stuff in here. Even boring things like donut flyers, because, you know, donut flyers are important. Maps. So anyway, lots of Photoshop work in here. It is the base of everything I do. So that's enough about me. So let me jump in next. So let's go through the course policies very quickly. You can read through these on your own. This is a lecture, lab, discussion, and project course. What I mean by that is you're going to be watching, doing, and working on stuff throughout. Attendance and participation. You really need to check in every week, or actually every couple days in this class, not every week. You got to remember, this is technically an 18-week course condensed down into 9 weeks. So big thing is just do the work. If you do the work, you're probably going to be perfectly fine. You have to put in some time in this course. As much as I would love to say you don't, and you can just kind of skate through and do the projects, you do need to watch the videos. You do need to interact in the course. It is your responsibility to drop these courses. So if you're not participating, it is your responsibility to drop. Now, I'm going to follow up and bug you and figure out what's going on. But if you don't drop, I don't drop people after the census date usually because I don't know what's going on. So here's the withdrawal deadlines. We talked about those earlier. I'll let you read through those. We also have a 3-strike law in California. It came into effect back in '04, if I remember correctly. No, I'm sorry, '12. Which means if you fail this class twice, 3 times, you're banned from taking it. And that's not just this class, but it's all classes throughout the state at all schools. Remember, you only get 3 strikes. Here's the critical dates again. We went through those, but the big thing is these two. When to drop without a W and when to drop with a W. So please be aware of those. If you don't want anything on your transcript, you need to drop this class by 4/1. You're not going to get any money back, I don't think. Well, if you're a high school student, that doesn't matter. But if you're a regular student, you don't get any money back, I think, if you don't drop before. If you drop before, then you do. You may want to check, though, with West Hills. And then if you're just failing, but you just want a W, you have to drop by 5/4. So some helpful hints here. Check your Canvas email and announcements regularly. You're going to go through and set some of this up, your preferences. So we want to make sure that you get the things that we send you. There's no extensions to due dates on any assignments, quizzes, and stuff. And talk with me, though. I'm not a stickler on this. This class is really about you learning the skill set. We do have to have deadlines. I do have to kind of stick to them. But if you miss 1 or 2 assignments here and there, don't drop the class because of it. Or if you're going to be sick for a week or out or something like that, let's work it out. I want to make sure that you pass, but I really want to make sure that you have the opportunity to take the ACA exam, the Adobe Certified Associate, and also to learn the skill sets that you need. So it's really about, I want to make sure that you leave this class with the things that you came in wanting to learn. Or even if you didn't know, you leave with a skill set that you can use. Email your questions directly to me. Don't post them on the discussion board. I check it, but I'm not on there that frequently. So it's a personal thing. Send me an email. If it's more of a classroom type thing where you're asking a question, that's perfectly fine. And if I get the same question from multiple people, I will usually throw something out there and say, yeah, I screwed up. That's usually what it is. I typed something wrong and you're confused. So I'm very liberal when it comes to that as well. So the pace of the class 2, 1 to 2 modules per week, you just need to do the work. Academic dishonesty. Please don't have other people do your work. I mean, it really comes down to it. Now, in the real world, that's a little different. But here, it's about skill sets. And if you don't practice, you don't learn the skill sets, which means you don't learn Photoshop. So you need to practice. Having someone else do all the work for you for the grade, well, that's a whole other monster, but it is cheating in the end. So plagiarism, it's the policy of the campus. There's like a 0 tolerance for it. So I'm pretty good at figuring out too, especially with design. If you don't do very good work, then all of a sudden you're doing really good work. Something's wrong. So I can usually pick up on it, especially if you've turned in your own stuff. So copyright law, make sure you understand it. We have a Lyndacom video that you're going to watch here in a little while, and it goes through 4 different types of things with copyright law. This is just the bottom line, which is you are individually and solely responsible for violations of copyright and fair use laws. The college will neither protect nor defend nor assume any responsibility for your violations and fair use laws. Now, if I tell you to do something and we break the law, that's different. If you go out and just take photos and do things and get caught, that is your problem, especially since, like I said, we have a lynda.com course we're going to have you go through to understand copyright law. If you have a disability or you need help or you need special assistance, we do need you to go to the DSS or the Disabled Student Services Department as soon as possible to find out that if you're qualified and if you need more time and those types of things. I've included the link. Please contact them first, then we'll work together and figure out what we need to do. So let's hit next. So configuring your settings in Canvas. I am not going to go through all this. This is up to you to watch. I need you to go through and make sure the notification settings are done. You add a profile picture. You download the mobile app. These are all things that we want you to do. You may have already done this in our class, but I still want you to make sure that your preferences for notifications are set up. This will walk you through it. You can go through, click on the account, jump over. So you may have to open in multiple tabs. You can always right click and open link in new tab. So you can work, watch the video in one, and set up your preferences and stuff in the other. So get used to having 2 windows open. We're going to need it. So I'll let you go through all that. Click next here. Lynda.com account set up. You have to have your Lynda.com account set up. So I need you to walk through this. It's not difficult. You're going to log into the portal. You're going to use your username and password from West Hills Coalinga. And then you're going to walk through any questions it has. If you already have a lynda.com account, it's going to ask you to merge them. It is up to you, but you have to have your lynda.com account set up here at West Hills Coalinga. It is completely free. Normally, lynda.com, and for those of you who don't know what lynda.com is, it is our resource for videos as well as professional development. And as a district, we purchased it for all students and staff. We use it in our courses. So to watch these, you have to be signed into your account. And let's see their pricing real quick. Whoops, I don't want to go there. I don't remember what it is. I think it's $39 a month or somewhere in that area. So this is something you would normally pay for every month. We're giving it to you for free, and it is part of the class. You can also log in directly. So it's up to you how you want to log in, but I've given you the link, and you can go to lynda.com like I was here, sign in. And if you notice, it says it wants to log me into West Hills. If not, you're going to get that nice little sign in with your organization portal. There is a great app for the iOS and Android. It allows you to download and save the movies on your device. There is so much with this. And it's not just for our course. If you want to learn Microsoft Word, you can do that through lynda.com. So it is a massive resource that we're using as the backbone in most of our courses that we're creating from this point on. So I'll let you go through all that, but you need to get that up and running because we're going to start using it in a minute. Now, you also get Microsoft Office for free. Yes, it is free. Follow these instructions. You'll download it, and it's Mac or PC. So you get the full version, not just the 365 online. This is great for you. It's free. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's pretty much a great deal. You may have it at another school or you may have it at your work or something. Great. But you still get it from us if you do not have Office. If you're taking like the Excel course or you're taking the Word course or something like that, this is awesome. You don't have to buy any software. Which leads us to our class. So, as much as I would love to say I can get you Photoshop for free, that is near impossible. The Adobe Creative Cloud, which is a subscription-based service, includes Photoshop. And normally it is about $6.99 a year for everything. As a student, we have a price of $169.99. But what I'm going to suggest here is for $9.95 a month, you get Photoshop. So for $10 a month, you get Photoshop. It is a subscription. You also will get Lightroom, which is the photography version of Photoshop. It's a very powerful piece of software in its own right, but the two go together. So you're going to need a newer version of Photoshop. I am using 2018, so Adobe Creative Cloud 2018 in this class. Like I said, I wish I can offer it for free like the Microsoft stuff, but it is not available. The current version is 2018. It's a subscription model download. You have a few options. There is a 7-day free trial download, and you can start with that. I used to be 30 days. We probably could have skirted by with 30, but it is 7 now, so I do apologize for that. If you're a high school student taking this class, talk with your high school instructors. You may actually have access to a downloadable version of it. You also may want to look if you're at school at one of the Cal State universities or the UCs. You may already have access to this for free too. So many schools out there have downloadable versions of the Adobe Creative Cloud if you go to school at their school. We don't have that at West Hills, so your best option is $9.95 a month. And as I said, it's the cheapest way to go. And I've heard some people complain. I go, yeah, but if you go to Starbucks once, that's about what you're going to drop on whatever you're buying. So you get everything for $9.99. You do not need these plans. This is the best value. With that said, if you want to buy everything from Adobe, you want to buy the entire Creative Cloud, it is $169.99 a year if you want to purchase it. This is college buys. So the state of California, whoops, I clicked on the wrong thing here, didn't I? Or I didn't put the right link in. Ah, look at that. So let's fix it. It'll be fixed when you come in. How's that? That's why we got to try things. So let me fix our problem here. There we go. So now when I click on it, cross our fingers. Yes, I fixed it. So you can get an entire year for $169. And great deal. I mean, normally it's $599. I know this is a little pricey, and so if you can't afford it, this is the best deal I can get you. If you have software from somewhere else, please don't tell me or ask me or anything about it. I don't want to know, la, la, la. But you do need to have Photoshop for this course. Now, if you're a high school student and you're taking a course and we're merging it with one of your high school courses, talk to your instructor to use the software in the classroom. If you're in the West Hills Coalinga area, I do believe the library has workstations, and if you are in that situation, I can find out exactly what they have and if there is options for you to use the software on campus. But many of you are far away. So first option, to be very honest, buy the plan, $9.95 a month. If you can't, or buy the big one if you really want to go all in and have everything. That includes Acrobat too. So it's a really good deal. Or check with your Cal State or UC, or if you're an alumni at another school, or if you're at a high school, check with your instructors to see if maybe you have access to the software. If not, then talk to your, if you're a high school student, talk to your instructor, see if you can use the computers and equipment, or if you're in the West Hills Coalinga area, we can find out for you as well if we can get that in the library. So email me. If you got issues, email me first before dropping the course. Let's see if we can work something out. I'm very good at hunting things down. So let's see what we can do. Don't make this that massive hurdle that it could be. Let's work it through. But as I said, you got to have the software. That $9.95 a month is a hard deal to beat. So please hit me up if you got any issues. So the Adobe Certified Associate exam, the goal here is to get you to a point where you can pass this entry-level exam. You get a voucher. So I know people are all over the place. This is an online class. We'll talk about this a little bit later on, but you can go to any Certiport testing center in the world and take it along with a free retake if you do not pass. We are working with local high school and other partners to align as many enrolled students with the testing centers as we can. And we'll publish a third-party center list as well. Don't worry too much about this right now. We're not going to get into this until Module 7 or 8, and even 5 and 6 is where we're going to start practice exams and things like that. But really, my goal is to get you certified. And if you want to learn more about it, I didn't put a link in here, but actually, all you got to do is look it up. I'm going to have a lot more information on this, but I wanted you to make sure that you knew what it is. We're going to be using this series from Linda. So if you hit play, you can learn all about it.
Welcome to Adobe Certified Associate Prep for Photoshop.
Watch this video. It's a minute long, but it'll tell you all about it. So keep that in mind, that we're going to be working towards our goal. You're going to watch a lot of videos with this guy, Mike. So get used to it throughout the semester. But this is the first one. Please contact me at any time if you have questions about this. But for right now, just kind of put in the back of your head, you know it's here, you know you're going to use it at some point. Copyright law overview. Please watch these. I'm not going to go through them right now. We can skip through it. There's only 11 minutes of videos here. But it's all about copyright infringement, defining a copyright, what can you and why. It's a great series. It's actually an hour and 24 minutes long. You can watch the whole thing. So it's going to make you log in if you haven't yet. So in my case, it is making me log in, which is exactly what it's supposed to do. And this is Lyndacom. You can sit here and watch it. It'll tell you which ones you've watched. It'll actually give you a little certificate at the end. As I said, it's about an hour long. These are all 2 to 10 minutes each. Great information. I pulled out 4 of them, though, to watch. So you can sit here and watch these. Keep in mind, these will not play unless you are logged into your Lynda.com account. So a few pages back, got to make sure that gets done. Otherwise, the rest of this class is going to be really difficult. Now, let's talk discussion boards. So the very first discussion board that I have you work in is really just a general question one. It's not graded, but this is where you can come and ask questions as a whole. You can also get to these through the discussion. And I want you to subscribe to it. And I want you to subscribe to all of the discussion boards. So this is where you can ask a question to me, to other people. You're going to do introductions in another one. So this is really just an open area for questions. I might post things here as well. But this is the first one. I'll let you read through it. There are instructions. I'm not going to spend time on it. LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a huge part of what we do. I can't stress it enough. We are going to do all kinds of stuff in LinkedIn in this class. So this is where you connect with people in your network, build your profile into a living resume, search and apply for jobs. There are 800 million members in LinkedIn. There are over, I think, 14 million jobs listed, including internships and other things. I work with them very closely with almost all my partners throughout the state. I believe heavily in this because I would say half of all my work comes from LinkedIn through my connections. I have over 3,000 connections there. If you go and take a look and look me up on LinkedIn, I got way too much stuff going on in there. Why? Because it is important to my professional career. This is my branding online. And so I've got, come take a look at me. How many friends do I got on here? I don't know. It's like 3,000 something now. So I've got over 3,000 people. People look at all my stuff all day long. Hey, there's a picture of me. A little bit different photo. But there's me. And you're going to be doing some stuff here. And there's all my, where I've worked, West Hills. I've been with 2 CPR Group now for a while. I'm Adobe Education Leader. You'll see all kinds of stuff in here. I'm over at West Hills, Golden West, my background as well in education, all the volunteer experience, my certifications, my recommendations. This is a very, very, very powerful tool. I can't stress that enough. And the goal of the class, once again, is that ACA. And it's a skill set that most people in the world don't have, and we want to advertise that you do. So how do we do that? That is LinkedIn. So, real important though, I do have a lot of high school students in this class. If you are under 16 years of age right now, you cannot sign up for an account. They don't let you. So, with that said, if you are a high school student under the age of 16, when I ask you to turn in anything from LinkedIn, you're just going to have to remind me that you are underaged. And bottom line is you can't. So legally you cannot. Also, if you are over 16 and you're just worried about privacy, that's perfectly fine. I understand it. I highly encourage you to control your online presence, and this is one way to do it. But talk to me. We can work that out as well. But for the majority of you, I would say 99.9% of you in the class, you're going to need to create it, and that's the next part of this. This is your first assignment. And so you're going to walk through this, and it is the top 5 profiles to do. You've got great videos that walk you through it all. You're going to open this in another window. You're going to have another window open, go to LinkedIn, and I want you to walk through these videos. They're not that long, and they walk you through exactly what you need to do to create your account, add a professional photo and background, add a headline, add your education, and I want you to add West Hills Coalinga, please, College, as the education there, and that you're taking this class. There's a couple reasons for it. One, when we get to the Adobe Certified stuff, we're going to tie it all together. 2, it helps us as a college know where you're going, what you're doing. Yes, data is tracked. But when you say that you went to our college, we're able to actually go and pull general data that shows where people have gone to work, what they've done. And quite frankly, it's a big part of the data that is needed for us to continue our funding. So we're using LinkedIn. Instead of us calling you 500 times or emailing you and asking you what you did, we're able to go in here very quickly and see how you're doing in your professional world. So it is important. So you'll add your skills and experience. And it's a great start. As the semester goes on, we're going to do more and more with it. And then you're going to turn in your custom URL in the next assignment. So you've done all this work. You get a URL. In my case, it is right here. So you'll notice Sean Glumace, LinkedIn. And let's hit next. There we go. And this is where you're going to turn it in. I have a video where you're going to find it. I gave you an example of mine. Just a reminder if you're under 16. And then watch this video and it will show you how to customize and find your profile URL. Then, I'm not in student mode anymore, but you'll have a submit button up here. You'll submit it, and this one's a big one. It's worth 100 points. It is due April 2nd, and I do want to bring this up. You'll notice the due dates are about 2 weeks from now for everything. That's because after this week, we go into spring break. And so I've got to give you enough time with spring break and this week. So everything is going to be due April 2nd. And I believe that's a Monday at 11:59. And I do that on purpose so you have all weekend and a little bit of time on Monday to turn things in. So April 2nd is when a lot of this is due. The faster you get this done, the better off you're going to be. You can get farther along. So that's your first assignment. Then we have a discussion board, a real one. I shouldn't say a real one. The other one is real too. You're going to need to introduce yourself to the class and how long you've been a student at West Hills. Might be your first class. Might be your 50th class. Who knows? Give a brief explanation why you've elected to take the class and any experience you've had in digital media arts, web design, anything like that. Include a link to your LinkedIn profile that you created this week if you want to, but I encourage everyone to connect. And I'm going to go in and connect with you. If you post it, I'll go and connect. So, and what company would you like most to work for in the future? And that's a question that it's interesting. I like to put that out there because of the LinkedIn part of the course is think about that. And I've had students who have told me, I want to work for Nike or I want to work for Disney. And thanks to LinkedIn, we were able to connect them with people. They may not have gotten the job, but we were able to connect them. There's a lot of very powerful tools, and you'd be surprised. The majority of people in the world want to help. And so if you reach out to an alumni from, let's say, your university or your school who works at a company that you wanted to work at, you'd be surprised how quickly they get back to you, and they're very open to helping. So it's human nature. As much as we may sometimes think we're not the nicest group of people out there, sometimes a very simple reach out and saying, hey, I'm so-and-so, I'm at this school, I'm really interested in working at Nike. I saw that you went to the same school I did. You know, can you give me any tips and what to do, how did you get there? Can we get coffee, or can we talk, or can we do a quick phone call? It happens to me all the time, and I'm always more than happy to help someone because you never know in the end when that's going to come back to help you. So you have to post by the Thursday evening of the week. So this Thursday is it. And then actually it'll be next Thursday because of spring break. And then you need to respond to at least 2 classmates by the following Monday evening at 11:59. So I actually did the assignment. That way you know what I'm looking for. This is not English class. You don't need to write a 16-page paper for this. You can read what I put here. I put my link and what I want to do. Like my future. Yes, I do have a future at some point. So I need to work that through too. So we'll click next. I just noticed this going a little longer than 25-30 minutes. It is a longer video, so sorry about that. And then it's going to give you a summary. Everything that we've done, this is the first module finished, which is the course information. I like to recap so you know what you should have done. And if you click next, it takes you right into module number 1. So let me jump back into modules here. And I'm going to kind of collapse this one just to get it out of the way. It's nice. You can collapse them. Everything's still there. So module number 1 is Introduction to Photoshop. And I want to show you from this view how our modules will be broken down. You'll always have an overview. You'll have presentation and practice. And there's going to be 2 parts to this every week. There is videos from the Photoshop CC 2018 one-on-one fundamentals. Deke McKellen is the instructor for that, and he does some great stuff. This is really to get you the fundamentals of Photoshop. Then we're going to do a little bit of cert prep every week. So right now it's just the basics of Adobe, the ACA. And so this is the other video, that series that we have. So under presentation and practice, we'll have those. And some weeks you'll have stuff from Adobe or from me. So this is just for you to practice. I'll be honest, you're not going to turn anything in from these. There's practice files and everything, but I'm not looking to collect. This is really about you. What you do end up turning in is under the activities, you're going to have a discussion. Every week we have to have a discussion. That's how we do interaction. So this week's discussion post is going to be about, or this module is going to be about Photoshop in your life. And then assignment, this is the assignment that you're going to turn in. These are videos that I do. They're very hands-on. You're going to build something either from files that I give you or from scratch, like this week is a scratch one. So module number 1 is going to be a simple document creation in Photoshop. You'll put all that together and then you'll turn it in, and then we do a summary. And this is how every module is going to be broken down. And I'm not going to spend too much time right now in here, only because this is really now time for you to get into the modules. But you got your overview. I'm going to click through them very quickly. So I really talk about in this one, the overview. You're going to be looking at 2 different sets of Lynda.com videos. Don't get discouraged. Take your time. I'm here to make sure you understand the skills. So here's the overview. There's the tasks that you're going to need to do. So every week I'll show you the overview and tasks. Most of this will go away after module number 1. You're really just going to have overview and tasks and a little short intro. Here's the videos that I want you to watch. So here's the exercise files. You notice they're very large. Download them. And the nice thing is this download's good for the first 7 chapters of this Photoshop 2018. Then the course selection to watch and videos. Now I'm going to have you go to lynda.com to watch these. It will open in a new window. So what I suggest is you can watch these on your Roku. You can watch them on your Xbox. You can watch them on your tablet. Have the video somewhere else. You can log into lynda.com through Roku. They actually have and Apple TV and some of the other boxes. They have a lynda.com app. You can pull up the Photoshop CC 2018, log in, and sit and watch these on your big TV while you work on your laptop or your desktop. Or it could be on your iPad on the side. Have it playing there using the app. And the reason I say that is it's much easier to work than to jump back and forth here between Photoshop and everything. But here is when you're all done. So this week we need to do the introduction, welcome, and updates to Photoshop. You'll watch these 2. Then I have you do chapter 1, opening an image. You'll notice not very long videos here. That's all of these. And Deke, like I said, there he is. He's been doing this a long time. Great teacher. And I'm using this, though, to help build skills for you. Plus, they update their stuff all the time. As much as I would love to say I can update all my stuff all the time. Here's the exercise files. It's the same group. I always tell you what's going on. And then the next group is the videos from... Oh, and I have you do chapter 2. So it looks like a lot of videos, and it is. But you've got to do them. They're not long. And it's all about practicing. So let me get through this real quickly. And then you'll watch the Adobe Certified Associate. This one is just the introduction and how to become an associate. Then I want you to do your topic. I've done one. I'll always do the topics just to get you guys started, the discussion topics. And then this is the assignment. This is going to be a video. Sorry, it's not running right now, but it will be. This assignment video is for you to follow along with. It will be posted in YouTube. There are no exercise files, but in this assignment, I'm going to cover how to create a new file, new document settings, file size and resolution, some basic Photoshop tools, including the Move tool, rulers, rectangle tool, color palette, type tool, and then how to save to a PSD. You will save your files, and then you'll turn them in. And they're due April 2nd as well. Once you turn it in, here's what you should have learned in module number 1 and what we covered. We'll get module number 2 up here in the next few days, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way through. So it's actually 9. You'll have 8 labeled ones plus the intro, and that's 9 weeks. So you'll notice I'm trying to do a module a week here. So that is everything. Over here on the left, I do want to go through this very quickly. You'll have announcements very soon because I'll be posting announcements. Assignments. You can always jump to an assignment. So if you don't want to go to modules, you just want to go straight to the assignment to turn in or see the status. you can do that. All the discussions are the same. You'll see all the discussions here, their due dates. The syllabus, this is the basic syllabus for the course. What I like about it is, you'll notice it's fairly short. The majority of it is under course policies. Here is the actual description. This class is CSU credit, so you can transfer it to the CSUs for electives. Critical dates again. You'll see all of your assignments down here under the course summary as well. Grades, pretty straightforward. This is where you find your grades. Sorry, you're going to see other people's stuff. It's all blank right now, so I'll bounce back. And then that net tutor, I did want to throw that out there real quickly. I talked about it earlier, and you may have to agree to some settings here, but there are some really good things in here. Math, political science. It's just, there's nothing for Photoshop. I wish there was. So, sorry, but we are using Lyndacom for that, and I think it's far superior to whatever's there. So let me jump back to Student View real quickly. Back on the home page, I will have announcements at the top, so you'll always see those. You'll also see them over on the right. You'll see what's coming up in your calendar as well for the week. Not much right now because of April 2nd. So that is it. Sorry I came in around 50 minutes, but this would just be like the first day of class if you were with me on ground. So hopefully I answered all of your questions. If not, please, please, please inbox me anytime. Hit me up. I am here to help. I can't stress that enough. And you'll be hearing from me throughout the semester in other videos. And once again, thank you for taking the course. Good luck. And at the end of the semester, let's get you ACA certified.